What's up? What's up? What's up?
What's going on?
Hey, it's your boy Sean.
It's your boy Troy.
Hey, we back.
We tapped in.
Tapped in. As always, man, we appreciate our faithful viewers, the people that be tapping in with us on a weekly basis. And as always, you can find us on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Like, comment, share. You can find us on Apple iPods, iTunes, yeah. iTunes, Spotify, and
Bro, you were flowing with it too.
Yeah.
You had a nice
one
flow.
more. I remember it at the end. So iHeartRadio. So you can find us on there. We'll get it right. I'll get it right. I get it right. I had it down to a pat, but we gonna get it cracking here.
That's all I did.
So man, it seemed like we were just in here.
Yeah, man. A lot transpired, man.
It is. It has, man. And on, on a serious tip, before we get started, really thoughts and prayers out. It's been a lot of people have lost loved ones since the last time we've been in here, man.
They have, man.
People who close to us, people that we know, people who we know, people who are associated with it. So our thoughts and our prayers definitely go out to all of the family and the friends of everybody who's affected by the losses that's happened over the last week. So, thoughts and prayers out to everybody.
Amen, definitely.
Yeah, that's sure, for sure. So, man, we talked a little bit last week. I don't know if you gave a prediction. I think I gave my prediction. Who did I say?
I said Michigan.
Okay. Yeah. I thought Michigan was going to do it. Honestly, as far as UConn, they hung in there better than I thought they was.
UConn don't go away. That's I think that's their superpower. They don't go away. They've been scrappy the whole season.
Yep.
Yeah, they don't go away. But Michigan was just a little too much, man. You had the big boy, man, what they call him, Spaniard,
the real tall.
Yeah. You dumping that thing down in there. And I don't think UConn used that bigs the way they supposed to use them either, man.
They did, but they still wasn't as big. They not as big as Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like they do got big guys, but Michigan can go 7 foot, 6'11", 6'10". You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then really the X factor was Cadeau.
Oh man, he black.
Which was sickening, man, because he was with us.
Yeah.
With us the last 2 years, man. Leave us and go win a chip. So what was the problem? Was it him or was it us?
Yeah. No, it definitely wasn't him. Hey, man, he performed.
He did, man.
Yeah, he performed. And then, moving over to the women's, man, listen. Man, do you think that they was tired, man, coming off of that? They fought hard to get where they at, man, because it seemed like they could not get a flow going, man, a rhythm going at all, man.
Man, UCLA was just a better team this year.
They were, but you expected more.
I didn't expect a 30-point blowout.
No.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Was not expecting that. We were at Easter dinner when the game was on. And I was like, yo, this is a 30-point blowout. This
game was over before. Yeah,
it's not even this.
And they wrote it they kept the lead pretty much the whole game. It's something they really could do to get motivated to get into the game.
And the crazy thing is that was on the back of, it was more eyes on that particular game because of what happened the game before.
Yeah.
So you had a lot of people posting, they was with South Carolina and, was ready to, hang another banner over there. And UCLA said, nah.
Unfortunately, it didn't go down that way, huh?
Yes, it's not happening. Not today.
So now I guess it's all NBA from it. Well, no, you got the Masters coming up. Do you?
Masters started today.
Your Masters started today?
Yeah, Masters started today.
You still follow it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, leaderboard. I mean, heavy hitters there. I mean, Roy McIlroy right now on the left. He's number one on the leaderboard. And then Scotty Scheffler, who pretty much the hottest golfer in golf right now. I mean, he's like number 5. So,
okay.
So, I mean, the leaderboard is who's supposed to be there. Justin Rose is there. So, all the people that's supposed to be there. So, look at it. Y'all ain't know I was tapped into that.
Yeah. You know how to throw that out there because I know you think you halfway straight a little bit.
Yeah. I gotta get some of y'all out on that golf course for sure.
Okay.
But yeah, leaderboard looks the way it's supposed to. I mean, obviously, one person missing had some mishaps over the last couple of weeks. Want to get some stuff together, figure it out. So
Yeah. Might be time for bro man to just go ahead and focus on his personal. Yeah, focus on his personal life, man, and go ahead because I'm sure being in the limelight and having that expectation of being the best and
I think it's taking a toll on.
Yeah, I think it's taking a toll, man. And time to fall back, man, and get your life right, man. Yeah, fall back, get your life right. You ain't got no more to prove there.
Right. So I mean, speaking of falling back, getting your life right, man. We all have times and points and places in our life where we need to get some advice, or we need somebody really to speak into our lives. So what are some of the things for you would you give, to some of these younger guys, and even some of the older guys that's listening to this, or women, or whoever's tapped into us tonight? What advice would you give them on finding wise counsel?
That's a great question, man, and that's always something to take in consideration because we live in a day and time where everything is so public that we do have those private aspects of our life, and we need people to help navigate through them. But it's always like, okay, if I tell this one this, is it gonna get bad at that? But what my advice to anybody that's looking for somebody to confide in, first of all, you want to make sure their spirit is right. I mean, we know you watch people that's genuine. You know how you catch a genuine vibe, and then people who take interest in you. You know what I mean? Before, because sometimes I don't think it's necessary. You're not going to go out and seek a stranger. You're going to seek somebody that you have a relationship with. Not only that, you want to find somebody who's actually putting in the work. And what I mean by that, it doesn't have to be somebody who's already arrived. But let's say if the situation is relationship wise, you want to make sure that person is in a relationship, is in a committed relationship, and has been going through the process, putting in the work. Because even if they're not doing it the way that you think they should be doing it, they have some experience.
Right. And they're doing it.
And that's just like if it's financial. I'm not going to go to somebody who's not financially sound and say, hey, what should I do? What should I do? So they have to be bearing the fruit that you're looking for.
Man, that's interesting because you say, getting advice from somebody, like as far as relationship goes, and they're not married, because there's been a lot of popular gurus. I'm not gonna say a lot, but there's a couple that come to mind that haven't had the best luck as far as relationship goes,
right.
And not married. And so is that a definite deal breaker for you? Like as far as even if they put in the time, they put in the study, and they've taken the classes, they've done, like done all of the book work, and have even counseled people and seem to have a grasp on it. But do you think that should be a deciding factor? When you go to somebody, when you talk about relationship advice, is have you been in a relationship or not?
Absolutely. Because it's easy to say what you would do until you really have to do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? When you're detached from something, you can say,
do it.
Oh man, I would leave. I would do this.
Right.
But when you really have skin in the game and you've built a life with this person and you've done this, I don't need somebody who's just saying it because they haven't dealt with the inner workings of a relationship. Yeah. Sometimes it's not always that easy, cut and dry, to say, oh, wash your hands or step off or I would do this. It's not that easy. I need somebody who's been in the fire to be able to tell me, hey man, look, I've been here, it can't get better. Are you doing this? Are you doing that? Like somebody that's actually experienced it. Yeah, because it's easy from the outside looking in to say what you would do until you're actually in a situation
where you got to do it.
Yeah, so you got to be careful with that now, man, because everybody is an expert on everything. You know what I mean? That's just like, cooking. Everybody cook. Everybody can, everybody go online there, you get a recipe and all that.
Yeah.
But it don't always come out the way how you think it's gonna come out unless you get experience with cooking that dish and presenting it to someone, and Joker's gotta tell you, it's good.
Right.
Yeah, it's not just textbook. None of this is just textbook. You gotta be proven.
You do. And so the one thing that I would add to that is somebody who spiritually aligns with your beliefs as well.
Absolutely.
Because you could have somebody that is very, that's very wise, um, well educated, but doesn't have that spiritual aspect to it.
Mm-hmm.
And in a lot of cases, when you are, in our case, when we Christians, that's an important part of getting through whatever that circumstance is.
Oh yeah.
Of having not just worldly wisdom, but God type wisdom, which is sometimes is something that's a gift to you. Sometimes it's just from you studying and understanding the word. Sometimes it's just by you being in counsel with other, Christian relationships, and helping them work through it and hearing different sides to it, because like a lot of times it's easy, if that's not your moral compass and that's not your North Star, in some instances it's easy to say, okay, we'll cut it off then. Right? Because there's no spiritual consequence to that. Right. And so, having somebody that understands not only the natural stuff, but also the spiritual stuff and being aligned with that, I think that's important as well.
I agree. And if I were to say one more thing, man, because I had two homeboys. One of them, man, he's passed away. He's dead and gone, man. But my wife would tell you I loved him because of one thing, his honesty. You don't want yes men around you. You want somebody that's honest. I mean, I'll come to this guy and I'll tell him something, and he wasn't a Christian, and his response would be harsh. So what the you thinking like that for? But man, when he gave it to me, it was real.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I respected that from him because I know if I went to him, he was going to give me his honest opinion. It wasn't like, oh, Troy, I think that's a guy. Because it's a lot of times your friends or your advisors will lead you down the wrong path. I mean, think about it. You watch American Idol, right?
Right.
You watch American Idol? You watch the singing shows and all that?
Yeah.
Some of them cats that get up there, their friends and family members told them they celebrated them all the way, knowing that you wasn't on that level.
Right.
You need honest people around you.
Right.
To say, nah, man, this, I always respect honesty too.
For sure. And I think that part of it is important when, because we're talking about as far as relationship wise counsel, but there's some people that's not in relationships and they just looking for wise counsel. So I would say, I would piggyback off of what you said as far as, if somebody has shown some type of excellence or, they're experts in whatever it is that you're going through, so it's like in business. Your wise counsel in business shouldn't be somebody who's never started a business.
Right.
Your wise counsel in business, if you're really trying to grow a business, probably shouldn't be somebody who's, and no offense, because they make the world go round, but like a mom and pop shop. Right. Because they're relying on the two of them or them and the people that they know, their small network to make this small family business go.
Right.
If you're trying to create a company, a generational company or something that's going to last, you need to be talking to somebody who has done that or been in that, or been in that environment to be able to let you know, here are the things that if you want to scale, here's how you scale. Here are the things that you want to look for as far as your metrics, as far as your net, your gross and your net, when you can go to the next level. Here's how much money you need to make in order for you to be able to replace your job, find somebody who's actually better at your job and doing it, so that you can focus on the overall day-to-day, overall the vision of the company.
Okay.
This person's gonna be now doing the day-to-day stuff. All the calls is coming to him. Now you have the freedom to be able to think, have meetings with other potential people that you might be able to buy or be able to merge with, to build the brand and stuff like that. So, in that instance, we're talking about, that business aspect of it. If it's as far as education, talking to somebody who's there.
That's there in that space.
In that space.
That's dominating that space and doing that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. If you want to be if you thinking about being a counselor or you thinking about being a nurse, and it's like, okay, well, what pathway should I go? Talk to somebody who's already going on that pathway.
Exactly.
Right. Because all they can do is accelerate your growth. Right. So what might have taken you 6 years may only take you 4 years now.
So what you're telling me is asking Facebook ain't it?
Nah.
Asking Facebook ain't
nah, that's it's a bottomless pit, man. It's a crapshoot because you don't know what kind of advice you're gonna get.
Man, you're gonna get it all.
You're gonna get it all.
You're gonna get it all.
And that's no different than you being in your own head. Right. So I mean that's the best advice that I can give as far as looking for wise counsel. But we saw. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to add one more thing because those of us who are blessed to have living parents, our parents are great. We appreciate everything they've done to us. But sometimes we get in spaces where our parents haven't experienced. In those situations, granted, mom and dad, especially if they're spiritually in tune, that's great for them to pray for us. But sometimes they're not the ones to go to. There's a lot of people, I'm gonna ask mom, I'm gonna ask dad. Sometimes that's not the best. And sometimes when they give you advice, it's gonna come from emotional connection. Right. So they're not gonna step back and take that step. I don't want to see my son, daughter fail.
Yeah.
I don't, so they're gonna give you the safe advice.
Right.
Where sometimes you have to take them out the equation. That was just a thought I had because a lot of times, we do things outside of the spaces that they're familiar with, and they may not be the best counsel.
For sure. And I mean, in some cases, if you're lucky, you have somebody who you got parents that know people that are in that space.
Right.
You say, hey, look, not for sure, but maybe you should talk to this person because they can guide you. I was going to circle back because we was talking a little bit a while ago about relationships and having somebody who's in a successful relationship helping you navigate marriage counsel. But in marriage, what do you think one of the biggest killers is of people who are married?
This day and age, I would say outside interference, man. I would say, and we talk about seeking counsel, and I just made a joke about asking Facebook, but taking marital issues to the public, that's a major marriage killer. And I think we talk about this a lot, but I think refusing to evolve. And what I mean by that is sometimes you'll get in a relationship, you might, let's say the guy, he may not be as motivated as you want him to be. He may not start off. And honestly, I'm gonna keep it honest. In a relationship, sometimes women will treat you to the level you're performing. I'm just being honest.
Right.
So if you haven't yet arrived, you just got the basic 9 to 5, you can't make the ends meet. She might not show that type of respect. Over the years, you may stay consistent and build. Now she has to step back and realize, hey, this is a different guy. I owe him a different level of respect because he's doing it. And you got to continue to evolve and show the person that you respect them on the level that they at now. Because I was watching the video, I think I sent you, the guy was saying, hey, you met me as a caterpillar, but I'm a butterfly now.
Right.
So you got to respect me as a fly now. Like, that's different.
Right.
You feel me?
Right. Right.
Yeah, it's different. So, yeah. Okay. But yeah, it's different, man. And so I think that's a major marriage killer. And then, I listen to a lot of people, and I know people personally, man, it's jealousy inside of relationships now, man. And I think that could be a major killer too, because when you have two motivated people, sometimes it's like what I'm doing is more important than what you're doing, instead of finding a way to support each other in that growth. Because we living in a day and time where everybody want to be moving and shaking.
Right. I would say, man, it's crazy. like I thought about this because you said it long enough. You know what I mean? Like for me to have some thought in it. You know, I think I'm gonna give two things.
Mm-hmm.
I think for women, I think it's comparison,
Mm-hmm.
right? I think this day and age with social media, you know, women can get caught up into the lifestyle that they see other wives living,
Right.
right? And that wasn't even necessarily what they signed up for, but because it looks so enticing, it's like I want that
Yeah.
too.
You shifted your focus.
You shifted your focus, and the person that you originally were happy with and set off to build things with, now all of a sudden you're looking at them sideways.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, well, you ain't doing nothing. You ain't doing nothing like what he do. Like
Exactly.
what he doing
Right.
for his wife.
Mm-hmm.
And then, man, for men, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it's hypersexuality. I think it's, you know, that the access to 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 video and stuff online. I think young men get to that stuff faster.
Mm-hmm.
It's exposed to them. You think about when we grew up, the only way you could do that is when you turn 18, you know what I mean? You could go,
Right.
you know, go rent. But like right now, if you got a phone, you can, it's
Right,
easily there,
yeah.
right? And I think it jades the the true picture of what the relationship between the sexual relationship between a husband and wife should be, right? And now they think what they see, that's what they're supposed to be experiencing
Right.
all of the time, and that's just not how it works.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's an emotional component to it. You know, there's, you know, when you first get together, yeah, it might be a lot more exciting and spicy and stuff
Mhm.
like that. But then life kick in, stress kicks in, kids kick in, you know, you know what I mean, jobs kick in, and it's not gonna be the same. You're not gonna get that same look.
But
You know,
nothing stays the same anyway. I mean, it's crazy because as you was talking, I'm thinking, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but
Mhm.
I was thinking about, you know, when we was younger, we had certain things we would look at. You had certain names in the industries that you would know.
Mhm.
20 years later, you look at them, they're not what they was. So it's all just imagination, and it's all what you call it. I guess what you call it. It's vanity. It's just
Yeah,
vanity,
yeah.
but it fades away. All of that, none of them are going to be what they are as you grow.
Right.
10 years from now.
Right. But on the men, it's the same thing where that comparison, right?
Mhm.
They seeing this happening over here. It's like, oh man, you ain't doing half of this. You ain't doing that. It's like, well, if you ain't know about that, and you know what I mean, that didn't exist, you'd be fine.
Right.
But because you see all this extra, and we visual people,
Mhm.
you know, that can start to get in the way of you saying, oh well, you know, somebody talks to you a certain type of way, and then all of a sudden, oh, okay, this person is more like that.
Right.
Not realizing that that's not what you really need to have a successful marriage and to have somebody that's got your back. It's crazy because I can't remember the guy's name, but the comedian with the bald head, he just got popular.
What, Sadiq?
No, not Steve. He got like the round face with the beard. I can't remember his name, man. But I was looking at him the other day, and he was like, man, he said what he said my DM is filled with big tops, bottom shots,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean, views from the back. He said, man, none of that's gonna help me secure this next deal.
That Mojo?
No, what Mojo,
okay.
man?
He talked with some good sense too.
Yeah, he was like, man, none of that is gonna help me secure this deal.
Right.
He said, so he said, he said, I can tell you the times that and for me it's the same way. Sometimes I've been slow to react, but like with my wife, he was saying with his wife, he was like, man, if I'm going through something or something's going on as far as business goes, she's always thinking, she's always looking out.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, he was like, he was working on this deal, and he was like, man, they just ain't signing. And he said he was talking to her, and she told him like kind of verbatim. She was like, something's not right there. They're gonna probably pass up on you on this one. and then they can probably try to present you with some other type of opportunity or whatever.
Uh-huh.
He said, man, the very next day he had to meet with the people, and they was like, we're not gonna do this one, but
Exactly what she said.
Exactly what she said. And that's just from her being into, like, it's not a, this is us thing. This is a building thing. This is,
right.
You think about protection. Protection is not only just in the physical sense. Protection is in a spiritual, in a conscious sense of where I can see what you can't see. I'm listening to your conversation. Mm-hmm. I'm hearing what you're telling me, and I'm reading the room. And it's like, okay, well, you don't see what's happening, but here, like, this is what's going on. And a lot of times that's what we
need.
That's what you need. That's what you need.
Yeah.
Not what you think not what you see. That's not what you need. Mm-hmm. Because again, that all fade away. It all fades away.
Man. It all fades away. And then the communication aspect, man. We talk about this a lot, man, and I like circling back to it. Being able to have the hard conversations, man, because when you let things marinate too long or fester too long, mm-hmm. sometimes it's like, you know what, I'm not going to say it. And you hoping that your significant other can read your mind or pick up on it. It's not always, man, life is busy. We all got things going on. Sometimes you have to sit them down and say, hey, this is how I'm feeling right now. This is what I need. This is what's going on. Mm-hmm. Simple as that, spelling it out. Right. Instead of saying, you should have known this, and you should have, because you can miss that.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think communication and having those hard conversations, man.
For sure. And having those hard conversations, man, we both know, we both been there. We've been in it for a minute. A lot of times we have a hard conversation, got to make up at some point in time. You got to make up at some point in time. So I'm not even gonna put you on the spot, but statistically, I'm just gonna use statistics. What you sent me, statistically, 79% of the time, if there's an argument, the man is usually the first to apologize.
That was a light number. I would have said 90% of the time, man. Because listen, man, eventually, man, we need to rub up on something. Man, we not trying to keep this tension going on 24/7. It's crazy because, man, one of my guys, man, I always used to tease about it. Like, and then, man, we have a hard task, man, because I feel like I'm not even able to have my own man. And what I mean by that, let's say if I walk in the house.
I know what you mean.
And I'm upset.
Right.
Because I'm upset, everybody in the house can be upset, man. I'm like, yo, it's cool. Nobody's asking what's going on. Well, I'm now everybody mad because I'm mad.
Right.
Can I have my own man? Like, damn, you mad at me?
Because I came in mad.
Because I came in mad.
Right.
So we always, I feel like that's a correct statistic because I feel like we are the, with the temp, we create the temperature in the house.
Right.
We create the temperature, you know what I mean? And then we know that ice only can survive in a cold atmosphere, man. So it's going to stay cold, man. Sometimes we got to warm it up.
Yeah, for sure, man. And I think the other thing, most men won't admit it, but even though we are, in the relationship, the stronger one, the head, we need that the softness and that affection of our partner.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Right, because that's the battery that's the charger that charges you up for the day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like being able to have those conversations, to be able to get, the things about work, or maybe some of the things that you might be stressed out about, or just to be able to have that person to have that conversation with. Like that can be our release.
No.
And so now if you mad, you coming home, man, now you mad because you can't talk to nobody. You know what I mean? And then that puts you in a space, and then now you got to sleep on that. You got to get up in the morning, you feel the same way again. And now you taking it, you taking it out at work. They don't know what's going on, and not necessarily taking it out at work, but they know the vibes is off a little bit.
Yeah.
And so it throws everything off. It throws your concentration off. It's like, man, like, why are we even in this space? Somebody got to do something first.
And then I'm gonna keep it a buck. man, a lot of us, man, I don't care how manly you are, how much of a go-getter, how much you take care of your business. Man, sometimes we're needy.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
there's certain things that if you and your wife ain't talking, it's just not gonna get done. Because I know I hate baby my wife to death sometimes. Hey baby, what's that? What was the password again? Hey baby,
Yeah, and
we
when you
beefing.
mad, when you beefing, man,
It's a done
man,
deal, man.
short answers. Styles like,
I'm standing right at the refrigerator. Hey baby, you seen the ketchup? I
somewhere.
don't know. So did you look? Yeah. Whole time you knew you done took it and had it in the room somewhere.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
After a few hours of that, man, you're like, okay, man, I'm gonna shoot, man. I give up.
Yeah, so it's better to make love than war, man.
It is, man. No doubt.
That's for sure. And that's some big free game for young couples and relationships. It's not about. I think we talked about this maybe last week. It's not about being right sometimes.
No, it's not.
Sometimes it's maybe y'all had the conversation. You can say we agree to disagree, and you can feel like I'm right in my heart, but for the sake of keeping the peace, it's just like, okay, I'm sorry.
But facts don't have feelings, man. So it's one of those things. If you right, it's gonna show up.
At some point in time.
You don't have to stand there and beat that. I'm right. You can go to dating. We can go to sleep. If my wife right, I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna think about it,
Like,
and it's gonna show up somewhere. That's right, because it's a fact. If
Right.
it's right, it's right.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think the sooner that you can get to a place like that, man, the better the relationship is gonna be.
Yeah.
And just understanding like we don't have to stay at this place, and me holding on to this don't make me a bigger man, or me letting go of it don't make me a smaller man. It just means that I'm using my emotional intelligence to make the best decision possible.
That's it. That's you said a key word, man. Emotional intelligence, man. Sometimes, man, you got to learn how to read the room. I was looking at something the other day, and I think I may have sent it to you. As African American men, we pride ourselves on being strong. And when we say strong, lots of times that strength it shows in physical strength or in our day-to-day, interactions with somebody. You want to be the alpha male, but sometimes that emotional intelligence, man, is what really propels you and takes you to the next level. So when you comparing the two, which one would you say give you a more enriching experience, man, as far as having the emotional intelligence or having the strength?
I think they both. I mean, I think being able to protect is very important. But I think having emotional intelligence allows you to even navigate through those situations as well, right? To be able to assess, to know what's important when one of my favorite movies, man, was A Knight's Tale with Heath Ledger, and he was a nobleman, and he wanted to be a knight.
Okay.
And they had the jousting, the thing when they ride on the horses. And like he was smacking everybody, right? Smacking everybody. And it was just one time when he was getting ready to when he was getting ready to go up against a contender in a tournament. And his guys, his handlers, was like, yo, I think that's the prince. Like you shouldn't do this one.
Right.
Like you should quit. You should bow out of this one. No. But the prince, on the other hand, wanted to be treated like a regular person. Like they're not having this conversation, but like later on in the movie, the prince wanted to be treated like a regular person. And so in that moment, they try and get him off the horse. He just throw his shield down and start riding towards the prince.
Right.
The prince closed his thing, start riding. He hit the prince, like hurt him in the shoulder. And after it was done, he took off his helmet. And everybody's like, oh my God, it was the prince. Well, later on in that movie, the prince ends up making him a knight. He was like, because when you You fought when you should yield, and then you yield when you should have fought.
Mm.
And he was like, I respected that. And so that, like, his emotional intelligence in that
Right.
situation
Help him navigate through
was
it.
help him navigate, and what actually got him the thing that he wanted.
Right.
Right. So he was using. So in that instance, it's like in life, I think, you know, the physical strength plays a part, but your ability to be able to navigate life emotionally allows you not to be too emotional
Right.
in instances where you shouldn't be.
Mm-hmm.
Allows you to be emotional in instances where you should be.
Right.
Right. And in some instances, like some of the worst things that happen is from people who are acting too emotional in a circumstance, and it escalates that
Right.
situation. Where sometimes the smarter emotional thing is to just walk away, let it go. Like it's ego wise, it might not feel that that's not something that you want to do, but that's the difference sometimes between living and not being here.
Oh yeah. But in that same scenario that you shared, though, it's crazy. It just came to me. But when you was talking about the knives and the jousting, and so the emotional intelligence, absolutely, that he played it right. But I think those things go hand in hand, because if you're a guy out here with no type of training, no type of combat training, no type of physical training, I don't care, what type of plan you can come up with, what type of, how smart you think you can, like you have to execute.
Yeah, for sure.
And if you don't display some type of strength, you don't have to be the strongest guy in the world.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, you have to have some strength. We talked about it last week about the guy who just stood around and watched his wife get.
But see, I don't equate that to physical strength. I equate that to just courage.
Courage, yeah.
Right.
Courage.
Your ability. I mean, you might not be the strong. I mean, some of the best fighters I've seen, like even professional, ain't the biggest guys. I mean, obviously you got weight classes and stuff like that. But some of the skill. I mean, Floyd Mayweather, the most skilled boxer.
Oh yeah.
But he's not the biggest.
The most physical.
Not physical.
But he trains. You got to get up and do 10 push-ups in the morning. Come on, you got to do something, man. You
can't just let yourself go. You can't let yourself go.
But there's a lot of guys around here. I mean, just in general,
they just let themselves go.
Let themselves go, man. I've been in situations where I've seen 50-year-old guys can't even throw the basketball up to the court, man.
I know what you been living in my life, man.
I know you.
Because it's crazy. Because we go to the gym all the time, man. But actually, man, I hadn't been to the gym in like 2 months. Right? It's like still eating right and stuff like that, but hadn't been in the gym doing my routines and all that kind of stuff. And you know how it is when you've been off. You know what I mean? I went in, but not yesterday, day before yesterday. Feeling it today.
Yeah.
Hurt, tight, like. My wife was looking at me today like, what's wrong with you? I was like, yo.
Yeah, that comeback is hard.
Man. And it made me wonder why. Like, why you even lay off of it? It's not like I'm not out of, like, doing the stuff wasn't the issue. It was that my muscles wasn't used to doing it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So now they got to get used to that again. But, and even in that, man, so, I think about when the pandemic happened and people was doing like the push-up challenges and stuff like that. It's like there's some guys, man, that walk around here swole, all big, man, can't do 20 push-ups. But then, like you got somebody small doing 70 push-ups.
Yeah.
So it's to me, like the strength part is all relative. I think it's just the courage and your ability to just stand up and be a man.
It's optics too, though. You know what I mean? Because it's like,
I agree.
The people around you. I mean, it's one thing about you could be in with them army, a Humvee, one of them army tankers, man.
Mm-hmm.
When you're inside of it, you might feel safe as all outdoors, you know what I mean? Just because of what it is. What I mean?
Yeah.
That's sometimes, man, like you got your children, you got your family, they look at you, it's something about us and strength.
Right.
That they
because the joker look at you, size you up and figure out how they're gonna respond to this situation.
Yeah.
How aggressive they're gonna be.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So, if you 6'5", 300, you know what I mean? You're not that excited to take this to the next level.
But then you have to have the emotional intelligence to be smart enough to say, okay, I'm bigger than everybody else. I'm stronger than everybody else.
I don't know what this.
If I snap, then I probably won't get the fisticuffs. I might get the blade or the blicky. You know what I mean? Right. So you got to know that, though. So
that's where emotional intelligence
exactly.
comes
So
in.
it's a balance to everything.
It is a balance, man.
Yeah.
But again, I think the biggest thing is just not letting your ego get in the way. That's the emotional intelligence is what limits the ego from getting in the way, and then the physical strength part, that will take care of itself in the circumstance that it needs to. I think if you train and prepare, and especially as you, men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie, man. We can look around, and as we've gotten older, we can see the toll that life can play.
Oh yeah,
people. What I mean, as far as their physical strength and health and all that kind of stuff. And it's like as long as you diligent and consistent with it, you should be fine.
That's it.
That's it.
You should be no doubt. No
doubt. So man, what's the deal with? How do you feel about work relationships? And let's just say your wife has somebody at work that 2-3 days out of the week buying her lunch. Hey, I'm going out to lunch. I'm getting something. What you want? Is that okay? That was funny.
Yo. Because, man, the mature part of me want to say, man, that's cool. People friends, they work close together. But I'm not that mature yet, man.
Come on, we're just talking about emotional.
No, I'm not. We just talked about emotional. I'm not that mature yet because, first of all, I don't care where you're working on that, man. Food's high, the economy's going up. Buying something for anybody is a small sacrifice.
Right.
If you're willing to make that small sacrifice 3 or 4 times out the week, then it's an
investment.
It's an investment. It's a motive. You know what I mean? Now, granted, if you're blessed enough to have that disposable income and you're buying the whole office, there's 3 or 4 of them. You say, hey man, I'm going out. And you buy it for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing. Mm-hmm. But you personally want to buy my wife or any female that's married, lunch, breakfast, dinner, it comes with an agenda. I mean,
I disagree, man. I work in the office environment, man, and like the admin staff, they help us out a lot, and I'm not buying lunch every week or anything like that, but every blue moon I'm gonna go out like, hey, that's different.
Yeah, that's different, no doubt. And you want to treat your people that look out for you, no doubt. Yeah. That's justifiable.
Okay,
but 3 times out the week.
It's too much.
Yeah, that's too much.
Almost $50.
Yeah, you can't justify that.
You can't justify it.
Nah, because why are you trying to take care of it?
Maybe you don't want to spend the money.
Why? You're too concerned. You're too concerned.
It's not as good.
I guarantee if you ask my wife, there's no way she's going to be okay with a woman. Even if she's cooking it, bringing it to me, or like she's going to the store giving me that much attention all the time. Because it's the attention, it's you being intentional doing that. You know what I mean? You went to bed, like, okay, I'm gonna fix this in the morning for it. Like, come on, man, why?
You're doing too much.
Yeah, you're doing too much. If you bring some cookies and cakes, man, bring it for the whole office, man. Like,
okay, not don't be singling out like heat-seeking missiles. Don't single out this is one person, man. You gotta bring it for everybody.
And then you know what? It's different strokes for different folks because every job different, every relationship is different. If you, like I said, having those hard conversations, if you had that conversation and your other half is cool with it, some other half might say, "Hey, man, milk them, take everything they got. Hey, you want to buy it for you tomorrow? Tell them get an extra burger. Tell them bring me one home." Like some relationships are like that. They'll cut up and laugh and knowing that it's not going nowhere. But if you want to spend, let them spend.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's cool. But I think if you're not comfortable with telling your spouse that that's what it is, then you probably shouldn't be accepting it.
Right. So that means that nobody can be bringing you no lunch. It's, as high as food is right now. If they want like, Troy, what you want? I'm going to pick something up. You like, nah, I can't do that.
A one-off situation is different than every day. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm gonna say, yeah, grab me, you know what I mean? X, Y, and Z.
No, I'm talking about it's weekly.
Weekly. Now,
You know what it is.
I'm the type of person that I'm gonna wonder why.
Uh-huh.
Why are you doing this? You know what I mean? I got jokers that I'm close with. We gotta eat all the time, and they don't just volunteer to pay. You know what I mean, for my meals. So I'm thinking like, why?
Right? I mean,
It wasn't way.
Man, it could be a
question,
blessing though, man. It could be our blessing. Man, how as food is right now, that's one less meal. That's 3 less meals. Man, that's movies. That's a good dinner on.
I hear you working your angles, but nah, man, I just can't see it happening, man. Like, you have to draw the line, you know, somewhere, man. And some things, man, that look innocent to you may not be innocent to the other person. Because they're always gonna see how far they can go, man. Because you're gonna buy it, and then the next step, that's what they're gonna say next week. Oh man, I'm running a little late. Why don't you drive with me? We're gonna go pick it up. Next thing you know, they sitting down in the restaurant. They just mind you lunch, you know what I mean? But the thing is escalating.
I feel you on that one. I feel you on that one, man. If y'all watch, man, Jordan thought this thing through, man. He playing around with his, boy.
Nah, we ain't doing all that, man.
He said next you put your toe in the water, next thing you know, you 10 feet deep.
Yeah. And I'm very secure in mine, man. So it's not, you know, but some things, man, you just want to prevent forest fires, man, before they start.
Yeah. I feel you on that. We did get some comments on it. Somebody said, "My business, not your business."
Huh?
Yeah, some of it.
Oh yeah. Oh man, that's a bold take on it.
Well, see, I can't say because it's a comment, so I'm not sure what that what context that means.
I mean, my thing is okay. So let's switch the question up though. So if that is happening, someone offering to buy you dinner, lunch, but at workplace, is that something that you should disclose to your significant other?
At the time, I would, where I would say something is when I'm like, okay, this is a bit like
when it becomes a bit much.
Yeah, like okay, look, I'm good. I appreciate the gesture and stuff like that, but this is I don't feel comfortable, right?
Mm-hmm.
At that point in time, it's like, yo, like I'm gonna have that conversation because I'm still working with this person,
right?
I'm still there,
mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, well, look, this, she was buying me lunch or. And it's crazy because to me, see, I'm not a person to eat people like food,
but
so like that wouldn't go
anyway. You can't bring cookies.
Yeah. That wouldn't go anyway. But like if they go on Chick-fil-A, they won't be one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm cool. But then if it's like they pressing to do it, it's like okay, like I appreciate it, but thanks, but no thanks. I'm good. Right. And at that point in time, it's like I think you need to disclose. In real estate, you try to sell a house and something wrong. Disclose everything.
Disclose. That's it. That's right.
You're supposed to disclose everything. So that's what we do there. Yeah. But yeah, that's cool. Well, we'll appreciate you guys commenting in. I'm not sure on y'all side, if y'all still tapped in with us. Do y'all see the poll on the Facebook Live where it's asking, who do you think apologizes first and most disagreements, the male or the female?
I can guarantee you that 97% of that poll is going to say men because man, from my experience, women are not going to apologize. I mean, they may cook you a plate. They may pass you the remote here, watch what you want to watch. Uh-huh. But the words, I was wrong and I'm sorry, I don't think
I can't co-sign with you there, man.
I'm not saying that from a personal.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it on a broad spectrum, like broad.
Okay.
It's
on the broad. I know of some that don't, but I can personally say the most important one in my life does. So.
Oh yeah, mine too. On And there's certain things where matter of fact, we just had I think it was something about my hair. We had a dispute, and she was right. I said, okay, you was right. Not even a week later, another conversation came up, and I was like, yeah, right. Had the dates and time. You know, she came, she circled back and said, you know what? Yeah, you was right.
You was right.
I'm
Okay.
right on that. Now you know what? I was in the heart.
This is a big one. Wait, I'm coming.
Nah.
This is a big one.
Yeah, but I think it only matters, and I'm going to say this, I'm going to leave it at it. It only matters if it matters.
Right.
Sometimes these right and wrong conversations,
They don't
it's
even
about trivial stuff that doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
Now, we standing on business.
Yeah, that's
a whole different. Yeah.
Because sometimes, I mean, we've been in it, man. That conversation where y'all disagreeing, man. You might be trying to be right from 3 conversations ago.
Yeah, so
trying to get your right. Like, come on, what are you doing, man?
Yeah,
That's dumb. Yeah. But nah, for real. As always, man, we like y'all. Everybody who commented in here said mail.
Right.
I mean, we also know the other reason why they gonna apologize first too. So I mean,
hey, man.
What's unsaid don't need to be said.
All
right. But hey, we appreciate y'all tapping in with us as always. You know, like, comment, share, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and iTunes. We got it. iTunes, anywhere you can find your podcast, you can find us. As always,
stay tapped in.
Stay tapped in. Peace.
Peace.